We are keeping Austin local, highlighting local businesses that could use your support now and forever. And today we are at a place called Stardust Vintage. Joining me to talk about it is one of the owners, Sarah. Thanks for having us out here.
Thank you for coming.
This place is wonderful and so colorful. Before we get into some of the great things that you have, we do this segment because we've seen that the last year has been extremely hard for businesses. And so talk to us a little bit about how COVID and the pandemic affected Stardust Vintage.
Well, starting out the year, it was looking pretty positive. Things, started to go downhill pretty fast. We had to close down for a couple months, obviously, but we got back on our feet pretty fast. There was a lot of coming together of the vintage community, helping each other out, which was so helpful, and a lot of people I had never spoken to before, and it was really great.
That's really nice to hear. Okay, so tell us a little bit about Stardust Vintage and how you all got started. And as you do that, I'm going to put this jacket on.
Right, so I started doing pop-up markets in like 2015, started from there, built up a huge collection of vintage, stuff that I even had before personally. And yeah, the timing was right. I found this incredible location, and here we are now. Hope we're open forever and ever.
It is a great location. Like, I love this spot. So let's talk about some of the things that people can find here. Tell me what this is.
So this is a 1950s house robe. A woman would typically wear it looking fancy around her house in the 50s. Very glamorous.
I love it. Oh, I just realized there's pockets.
Yes.
For all the things that you need to hold all the time. Okay, great. And you have something that you're going to try on as well.
Oh, yes.
So tell us what that is.
So this is a 1970s suede fringe vest.
Okay.
Really fun. Wear it to like a festival, like Woodstock vibes, I feel like, with this.
I love that.
Yeah. Really fun.
Do you mostly just wear vintage?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Pretty much everything.
You've been into vintage for like a really long time, right?
Yes, yes.
Did it start with just you went to different vintage shops and you were like, okay, I'm really into this, and then the obsession just grew?
Well, it started when I moved out here. I mean,
Okay.
I just love the fashion so much, and I started going to all the local vintage shops and fell in love.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about what I have on.
So this is another 1950s piece, a beautiful sequin cardigan. It's made of wool, and then obviously the beaded sequins.
It's really comfortable because a lot of times sequins can be like scratchy.
Yes.
It's not scratchy at all. So if you want to get this,
and it looks beautiful.
Should. Thank you. Okay, so will you talk about kind of the years, because we were talking earlier, 90s, it's vintage now.
Yes, so 20 years old, that's pretty much the definition now. As long as it's 20 years old, it's considered vintage.
Okay, that's early 2000s then.
Yes,
so are you telling me the early 2000s are coming back?
They are. I've been seeing so much of it lately. I mean, all the things, low-rise jeans,
No, I will not be partaking. I will not be participating in low-rise jeans. Okay, tell everybody where they can find you so they can come check out the store.
So you can find us on Instagram. It's Stardust Vintage at ATX. And then, of course, we're at 2810 Menchaca Road, kind of off of South Lamar Boulevard.
Easy enough. Okay, Terry, Brian, I'm going to send things back to you. But Terry, I didn't want to be the only one that had sequins.
Oh,
nice. So I picked this out for you.
Beautiful.
And Brian, don't worry, I didn't forget you, Brian. I picked this out for you.
Oh, yeah. I could really get my rear end kicked in that jacket.
He likes the vest. He wants to wear that to the football game.
Yeah, the vest is great. I'm just a little hurt that vintage is. I have clothes that are vintage that I bought new. That's how old my clothes are. Oh my goodness.
Does that make
gracious.
us ancient?
I think we're vintage is what we are. That's a great
I'm not saying anything.
That's a great spot.